Morning everybody, welcome to Down Home Backyard Garden. Today I want to do a garden tour slash harvest. I have not done a harvest video in a long time. So I think there's a lot of stuff out here that I can harvest, so why not do it with the garden tour? Let's go. Okay, so we are going to start right over here with a problem area that I just seem to always have. You all have a crop that you just cannot grow. Mine are these scallop squashes. Now, regardless if I have them in these buckets, which I thought they would grow well here, or if I had them over there along that fence line, same result. I cannot grow these things. Next spring, this is my mission, is to grow these doggone scallop squashes. Okay, we're gonna pan down. Now, right here's gonna be our first harvest. Okay, now these are all jalapenos. Now I have a lot of these small size jalapenos in here, but the thing with a pepper is you can use a pepper at any size, whether they're small, big, it doesn't matter. Once they start growing, you can use your peppers. So we're gonna start harvesting these. Look at this red one, y'all. Look at that one. That is awesome. Love it. Okay, so not too many jalapenos there, 6 nice size ones. They're good. Okay, so I do have a question for y'all. I have heard that when your jalapenos or your peppers start to get this scoring effect on them, that they're actually hotter than just smooth peppers. I don't know which one is true. If you all have any comments on this subject, please drop them down below. I would love to read them and respond. And I might actually do a taste test to see just which are actually hotter. Okay, so all of this right here is asparagus. I mean, look at how much these things have grown. So next year will be the year 2 of my asparagus, and I'll actually be able to start harvesting the asparagus in year 2. And then by year 3, you're good to go. You just start harvesting it constantly. Moving on, we have a lot of okra here that I'm gonna harvest right now, because look at that beast. This is about the size you want them right there. Not really so much this size, but I will put a link to a video I did on okra right here that shows you how you can still utilize big okra. And you can still eat them too. It's pretty crazy. But let's harvest these okras right now. All right, so there we go. Not a bad little haul right there. And I have more okra plants behind us to also harvest. Okay, before we move on to the other okra plants, let me show y'all something real quick. One, look at how beautiful those okra flowers are. 2, yep, I got pests. Got little millie bugs, I think is what they're called, and aphids. Now, I was asked, how do you get rid of millie bugs? Well, you can neem oil them, or you can just squish them like I do. I just give them a loving, tender embrace of a strong hand and crush them. I don't know what else to do with them. I'm not gonna stand out here constantly neem oiling everything. I'm just kind of letting nature do its thing right now. That's kind of been my mantra this year. Just let nature go, see how it works. But if you have a really bad infestation of millie bugs or aphids, there are ways to get rid of them. I'll put a link to a video that I did on aphids right here, and hopefully that'll help. Okay, we got more okras right here, and as you can see, I like to plant different types of okra next to each other. 1, it just changes up the garden a little bit with coloring, and 2, it's easy to keep them apart. But look at the, oh, that's a flower. Look at those. Okay, again, another nice little tiny harvest of okra, and I have a third okra right down here. Those are the 3 types of okra that I'm growing this year. This is an orange Jing okra. I will put the name to this one and this one down below, but I believe this is a Clemson spineless. In fact, I'm pretty certain that's what this one is. I don't remember, but again, I'll put this one down below. Since we're in this area, check out these eggplants. These make me very happy. So look at those beautiful eggplants right there. Got some more right back in there. And then y'all, I can't do it justice with how just unbelievably beautiful that coloring is on these eggplants. It is just unbelievable, honestly. Beautiful, beautiful eggplants. But we're going to start harvesting the eggplants today because, one, I have a lot of flowers that need to be pollinated, which you can pollinate your nightshade family of crops by just shaking the flowers like I'm doing here. That is self-pollinating because the nightshade family of plants, peppers, tomatoes, eggplants, potatoes, they have the male and female parts inside the same flower. So a bee doesn't have to go from a male flower to a female flower to pollinate the nightshade family. They just got to get up in the one flower, move around, move the pollen from one side to the other, and it's pollinated. Or wind, or just simply shaking the flower will pollinate it. So there you go. But another reason I want to harvest these eggplants right now is because of this. We have baby eggplants that are starting to come on. And here's a real good example right there. And the plants need the energy to go to those eggplants instead of the already big ones. So we're going to harvest the big ones out of here and be good to go. One thing I wanted to say though real quick about the okras, if you've never planted okra and you go to reach in, you need to be prepared. Okra have little barbs, so they can get a little, I won't say painful, but definitely irritating. So if you're someone who's really susceptible to getting skin rashes or that kind of a thing, get some sleeves, some kind of sleeves from any company that you feel is worth your money, just to protect your arms from the okra plants, because they can get a little annoying. But let's harvest these eggplants. Now these are a little small, but it's okay. All right, everyone, so check out all those eggplants right there. That makes me very, very happy. Now, let me show you one thing about an eggplant that I didn't know about until I reached in and got taught a lesson. Look at those barbs up there at the top. So when you reach in to get an eggplant and you go to harvest, be very, very mindful of those barbs because they freaking hurt. All right, let's move on. Okay, right in here I've planted some tomatillos. In this whole area right here are going to be bunching onions. Now I planted those about 5 days ago, 4 or 5 days ago. They take usually 10 to 12 days to start to push through and germinate. So it's kind of a roll of the dice on these because these are really old seeds. And I just thought I'd throw them out and see what they do. So we'll see. I have no clue. Over here are carrots, and it's time to get them out. Now, one thing about carrots, at least for me, is these are going to be what I consider summer carrots. Summer carrots have gone through the heat. They dealt with watering issues off and on because we didn't have any rain for about 3 months here. So it was all up to me to water. So I'm not sure what kind of carrots we're going to get out of here, but winter carrots you plant like now or a month from now for where I am, and then you harvest in spring, are going to be so much better tasting. We're going to harvest these carrots right here and see what we get. I have no clue. Okay, so that's about what I expected. 4 or 5 decent carrots. Nothing to, be excited about, but it is what it is, y'all. It's gardening. You're not always going to have these massive harvests like we want, but I will say one thing. I'm not going to plant any more summer carrots. This will strictly be a winter carrot guy right here from here on out. It's just not worth the space that you use for the carrots, and it's not worth the time and energy, honestly. So, lesson learned. Let's move on. Okay, down here I still haven't done anything at all, obviously. This is still a nightmare because I have to totally take out all of these rose bushes and just start all over back here. I have lots of basil still growing. Very happy about that. So you can see the bees are happy too. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Get it. Get it. All right. Got the rosemary. That's a 3-year-old rosemary, y'all. Thing's just a beast. This bed I still haven't done a lot in. This is Carolina Reaper. Carolina Reaper, it's not dead, but they're not producing anything either. Now this bed, okay, so the other day I posted a question to the YouTube short community, and if you all have not checked out my YouTube shorts, check them out. I post pretty much every single day when I'm not posting videos. Shorts are an easy way for me to continue communicating with everyone what's going on in the garden, and it allows me to change up things just a little bit. So check out the YouTube shorts if you have not. But so this bed is going to be my beans and peas bed here in the fall. I will be planting those in the next few days. My question was, should I get rid of these basil plants and only keep those? A lot of comments on this subject, and I appreciate everyone who did comment, but here's what I'm going to do, and here's why. I'm going to take out all of these basil plants, but I am leaving all of those. I'm going to leave the ones in because they just keep bringing in the bees, but I don't need them specifically on this side of the bed. One, I just don't need them, honestly, and two, I need to be able to get into this bed and plant. So I figure in the afternoon, evening sun, these basil plants help protect this bed from the sun, because the sun comes from that direction straight down. I don't really need these. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take those out, leave the other ones, and then get this bed planted. So by the November garden tour, I should have some serious bean and beans action going on in this bed for sure. Okay, we're almost done, everyone. So this bed right here, as you can see, nothing's here except the stinking doggone peppermint plants that you just cannot kill. Anyway, this is all open. I'm thinking about using that section as a test section for square foot gardening. In fact, I'm pretty much going to do that. I've already decided. I just haven't decided what plants to put in there yet for fall. I'm thinking a cabbage or two just to give it a shot. Maybe some carrots. Try the square foot gardening with carrots in this section. If y'all have any ideas or suggestions of plants I should plant in this section for square foot gardening, let me know. I'm definitely excited, but a little nervous too. I don't want to mess it up, but again, it's gardening, right? So whatever. Okay, we've got more eggplants through here, guys, to harvest. Now these are different eggplants, the ones I already harvested. We got some black eggplants right here. Even though they're dark purple, they're still considered a black eggplant. And some other ones through here. I've got my Rampincati zucchini plants that are finally starting to go. And y'all, if you are brand new to this channel and you don't know what a Rampincati zucchini is, this is what I grew last year. Yeah. So as you can see, growing something like that. Now I let that one get really, really big just for fun, but I harvested so many of those zucchinis and they are so good. Very mild zucchini flavor, but super tasty. So those are finally going, and that right there is making me very, very happy. Let's go ahead and harvest the, now I'm not gonna harvest that one, it's too small. We've got a white eggplant right there that I'm gonna take off the vine just to help this vine continue to grow and produce flowers. But there's an example of a black eggplant, even though it's a dark purple. That is the actual name of that eggplant. I'm gonna let that one stay. Now remember everyone, when you are harvesting your plants, even if you're harvesting the fruits when they're small, you're helping the plant continue to produce flowers and to continue to push out more fruit. So even if they're really small and you're like, I shouldn't harvest them, harvest them. Just get them off the plant, let that plant continue its cycle, its growth cycle for sure. Okay, so before we get off this whole eggplant kick, I'm going to show you a couple eggplants I'm not harvesting right yet, but I'm so excited to be growing because I've tried growing these for years and they're finally starting to take off. And one thing I like to do is plant a lot of the same type of vegetable, but different varieties. It's just fun to me. I don't know, I'm a nerd, but if you're watching this video, you're a gardening nerd also. All right, check that one out, y'all. I'll put the name of that down below, but look at that thing. Looks all crazy. Now that's an Asian one, I believe. We've got some right in here that have well, let's show this one. Have a unique ribbing to them. This one's supposed to get about a pound, I believe, maybe a little bigger, so I'm gonna let that one go. Same with these over here. They're the same type. Just a beautiful coloration. And again, that's one thing I love about gardening is the coloration, the different varieties, just how everything changes, and just the palette that Mother Nature has for our gardens. It's just amazing. It blows my mind every time I think about it, honestly. Now I want to show you all a section I totally missed. So let's nail this. Okay, so right here where those okras from the beginning. But in here, this is where I had all the sweet potatoes. Well, now we've got zucchinis and cucumbers all through here. And I'll put the names of all of those that I planted in here, right here. Now, I'll be totally honest with y'all. I am really bad at labeling what I put in the garden. Or actually, I'm not really bad at labeling it. I'm bad at it staying, the marker staying on. So for fall, I've started taking pictures of everything that I plant. That way I can go back and look at the pictures and be like, okay, well that's a, you know, whatever melon, or, you know, whatever squash. That way it's a lot easier for me, and I can't keep screwing it up and being, I'm tired of telling y'all, oh, check out this melon. Well, I can't remember the name of it, but no, I'm kind of done with that. I want to be informational when I'm telling y'all what I've planted. So that's why I'm taking pictures now. Yeah. Okay, the last section is the section that's right behind me, actually. So we've got some Armenian cucumbers that are pretty much the end, toward the end of their time. I'm gonna harvest those off, get them going. Now, I've never planted this kind of string bean before, but these right here, they're an asparagus green bean. They're supposed to be really long and thin, so I'm excited to see how they actually produce. But as you can see, they're growing, so that's good. Just a real quick recap down here. Those are Boston. Those are Boston pickling cucumbers. I've got all my citruses, figs. I mean, you can see the figs are starting to come back on again now that the crazy heat's gone. But I've got to harvest a bunch of these citruses. I've got limes and lemons, some calamondin right over there that need to come out, which we'll do here in a minute. But I also want to show this bed, because I went ahead and did something in this bed that I've never actually put in this bed, and I'm excited for it. So what I did is I decided I'm going to start moving crops around. Now this is my year 3, so next year will be year 4, and I've kind of kept the same crops in the same areas. It hasn't really been a bad thing, but certain crops get certain types of pests. So for the garlic, I had some wireworm issue with the garlic where I had it last year, which is over there where I have the okra right now. Well, this year I wanted to put the garlic in a place that it's never been before, along with potatoes. Now I know potatoes this time of year, why not? I found them, they're in the bottom of my pantry. I thought, why not throw them in the ground, see what they do. So I've got potatoes all right in here, and I've got all of my garlic for the year in here. 3 different types of garlic, which if you saw the last video, that was the how to plant garlic video, which I'll put a link to right here. And go check that out if you have any questions at all about growing garlic, period. All right, everybody, and that's the garden tour and the harvest for October right now. As I'm getting eaten up by ants. Try that again. That's the end of this video, everyone. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If nothing else, just get in your garden and start planting. Depending on what section of the country you're in, obviously the weather will determine what you can and can't plant at this time of the year. But if you're down here in the zone 9A, 9B, or lower, you can pretty much plant pretty much anything, I think. So that's what I've done. But the next video, there will be a lot more stuff planted and a lot more stuff growing for sure. Everyone, if y'all enjoyed this video, do me a favor, like the video, share the video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. If this is your first time watching this channel, do me a favor, go back, watch some of the other videos. I like to have a lot of fun out here in the garden, be kind of quirky and goofy, and you know, share everything that's going on. So if that's the type of video or the type of channel that you want to see, by all means, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, everyone, as always, take care, God bless. Get in your garden, continue to shine bright and harvest hard, and I'll talk to y'all again real soon. Bye.